Good afternoon. Welcome to Ministry in the Making. I am your host, Minister Kathy Eccles, and my co-host, my sister girl, Nakia Welcher. We are here just to give you just a little bit of encouragement, just to let you know that if we can do it, you can do it also. Today, our topic is going to be letting go of the past and embracing the future. Going to start off with a scripture today. It says in Isaiah 43, verse 18, it says, "Remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old." Amen. Just just thinking about that, just my past, I have no problem telling you exactly where I've been and where I am going, what I'm going through right now. Just the past, just to even thinking about that, man, yeah, that. Um, where I come from, coming from the not from the streets, but being of the streets, and had a great upbringing. Went to church, but decided that the streets had more love than what I thought that my family was giving me, man. And just was out there doing what I was big enough and bad enough to do, you know. But God, I am here to be able to tell a story. I'm not perfect. Don't claim to be perfect. No things like that. But I have a story. I'm grateful, just in awe of what God has done for me, what God is continually doing for me, and what He is about to do with me, for me, and through me, man. He's awesome. He is awesome. I'm a testament that if I can do it, you can do it. Testament that if He would do it for me, He would definitely do it for you, man. My sister girl had printed some stuff out for us, just so we can just give you a little bit of something to reflect on. Letting go of relationships. It said letting go can be difficult. Letting go of people, ideas, expectations, desires, letting go of bad habits, false beliefs, and unhealthy relationships. The list goes on and on. Every day, every moment presents an opportunity to create ourselves anew. Meaning, just every day you have a new reprieve on being able to what I didn't get correct yesterday, I can get it correct today.
Right.
What I didn't get correct today, I can try to do that right thing on tomorrow. It's just you have to want something different.
Exactly.
If you want something different, you got to
Do
do something
something
different.
different.
Just in conversation, because we always talk all day long, and just like how we're not the same people that we used to be.
Right.
Even from last month, we not the same people that we were yesterday.
Right.
We every day God gives us an opportunity to have a new reprieve,
Right.
and just with me and myself, just falling back and being able to move forward, man. I just thank God for everything that He has done for me, everything that He is doing for me. Like I am really allowing Him to. I want to be used by God. I want Him to get the full of. I want to feel the full effect of what it feels like for God to use me, for somebody to be able to see my light shine. It's not about what I say; it's about what I do, and for my light to be able to shine. What you got to say, sister?
Well, I wanted to first start off with the definition of history. History is the study of past events, particularly in human affairs.
Mm,
History is just that history. It's history before we were born. We learn from it. We
right.
don't continue to live in it.
Correct.
You have to grow from it.
Correct.
And I pulled off 10 actions that you can take and implement in your life
Mm-hmm.
that will help you when you are looking to let go of your past and move
Okay.
into your future. The first one that they gave us was meditate. Meditation can definitely be prayer.
Yes.
It can be however you meditate to relieve your mind of that situation,
Correct.
of that thing
Mm-hmm.
that may be holding you hostage. It in the meditation it stated that our mind is much harder to still than our bodies.
Yes.
Our lives are busy and fast paced,
Yes.
fulfilled with external noise and distraction. Clarity comes from quiet.
Mm.
Then they have the second point was to understand. You
Mm-hmm.
need to take the time and reflect on your own history as a third party looking in without judgment. Simply observe.
Mm-hmm.
Understand that you are not your past.
That's right.
Understand that the situation and patterns and people in your life created your experiences, they did not create you.
Correct.
Know and understand that your past and some of your patterns will help you recognize why you hold on and repeat self destructive behaviors. Understanding your past.
Mm.
Understanding your past. That once you do that, I feel as though you can move forward and see the brighter part of your future.
Yeah.
If you understand your past, if you accept your past,
Yes.
if you forgive yourself and whomever or whatever in your past,
Yes.
then you can then move forward into your true destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we were speaking last week on breaking chains and things of those lines. Even with that, that's your past
That's right.
because you're speaking on, well, I have this issue because my whomever in my family had it. That's the past.
Correct.
If you want to let go of that past, then you can't speak it into your future.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next one was accepting your history and the people that have been a part of your history. Accept your circumstances and remember that none of these define you. Acceptance is the first step to letting go and setting yourself free. Learn from the monk in the story. Carrying bitterness, anger, and animosity burdens no one but you.
Yeah.
That is a very, very true statement. I realized it myself. When you come out of relationships,
Period.
you can be so mad, so bitter. That person done gone on. That person is gone on, not thinking about you, not thinking about the tears that you're crying and all of this stuff. But I'm not saying don't cry because it cleanses you. That definitely you have to get
Right.
those things out, but
Right.
don't harbor in it.
That's right.
Don't let it consume your life and all of your thoughts because everyone is not affected the same way in certain situations. What would you say about acceptance?
Just acceptance. Acceptance is the key. It's the key. That's the only you have to accept it, good, bad, or indifferent, in
Right.
order for you to be able to move on.
Right.
You know, I was looking at was it the View or the Talk? It must have been the Talk, and I believe that Sharon Osbourne and Ozzy are breaking up, and she was just, she took off yesterday and the day she was just saying that she accepted it. She accepted what has gone on in her life, and she no longer wants to live like that, meaning that whatever it was that they had is
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't want it no more. She's not bitter. She's not angry. She said she got her big girl drawers on, and she's going forward. She can't wallow in it. Ain't no need to do like you said. And if you need to cry, that's fine. But there's no need to wallow in it. Because wilding, even you're not going to be able to do nothing, but just you're going to be reliving that same thing over. And why me? What was me? Why can't that? No, accept it and move on. Where do I go from here? And that's where okay, I accepted that my life was a total wreck. What do I do now? Do I
Right.
do I go straight? Do I go to the left? Do I go to the right? Do I just stand still? What is it that I do? And you have to wait for God to give you that answer.
Right.
A whole lot of times, like I've always wanted God to speak to me, and I always thought I was going to hear some type of voice, or because you hear other people talk
In the
about how
movie.
God right, how God speaks to them, and is he going to be a burning bush, or is he
Right.
going to come out the sky, or just whatever. But God speaks to me on. I have a feeling on the inside,
Mm-hmm.
and if I decide to go to the left, it's a feeling that I get on the inside. If I go to the right, it's a feeling I get. But if I'm going straight, it just feels easy on the
Right.
inside. So just accepting my past, accepting where I am right here, right now, accepting what may happen tomorrow, but I can't even worry about tomorrow. I got to worry and concentrate on today.
Right.
I have to, because if I'm so consumed about tomorrow, all my blessings that I have here for today, I'm going to miss them. I'm going to miss them. So you have to accept what has happened. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it wrong. It doesn't make it indifferent. It just means that it happened. That's a part of your history. That's a part of your life. And another one of your 10 steps says you have to empty your cup. Consciously and actively work at letting go of your story, your judgments and your ideals, the material things, all that stuff. They have no real value. They do not make you stronger, healthier, or more powerful. And belief in them is a delusion. pour out your expectations of how, who, where, and what you should be. They also too are part of your story that holds you back from simply being. Meaning that my cup is so full with anger, resentment, bitterness, just a whole bunch of stuff, and I gotta pour all that stuff out because it's not doing me no good.
Right.
It's just making me a bitter, angry, resentful, bitter, just bad person. Don't nobody want to be around that. Nobody
Right.
wants to talk to you. Nobody wants to engage in you, know anything. So you have to get rid of that stuff, and you have to get rid of all that stuff so some more stuff, some new things can be poured into you. Some love, some hope, some compassion, some empathy, some sympathy. All those things that we need that make up who we are. What you
Right.
got to say about emptying that cup?
I would also say I was thinking about it. It doesn't just go for relationships or bad habits. It also can go for the workplace.
Yes, sir.
Um, you may have had I would say things of the past in the workplace. In the workplace, things are ever changing. You can't hold on to using, let's say a fax machine. That was, that was the past. You
Right.
now have to embrace the future of, your right fax, your scanning, your emailing. You have to let go. I mean, this can be applied in everything, not just relationships. To empty your cup,
Hmm.
you have to empty your cup so that you can be filled up with
Right.
the proper things. You don't have room for the correct things in your life to come into play if you're constantly holding on to those negative things
Right.
that which once were. Um, Another thing it says align. Take a moment, and what it was saying is it had this is something that you could do at home. What you would do is align. You would write your core beliefs and values
Hmm.
down, your life goals, the actions that you are taking to pursue those goals. Once you do that, it's asking that you take an honest look at your core beliefs, values, and determine whether or not they are aligned with your goals and actions.
Right.
If not, then you need to ask yourself, is it time to create new core beliefs, set new goals, or take new actions? What actions must you take to align your actions with your beliefs in order to obtain your goals?
Hmm.
And it says write down 3 actions that you will take this week to get yourself moving. Now, the aligning part is for me, I think, you can have goals of, let's say I want to start my own business.
Hmm.
But realistically, if I'm saying I want to start my own business, but I don't have a job, where's the revenue going to come from? I'm just saying, like,
It's gonna
where's
come.
the money going to come
It's
from
gonna come
for
from
me
all
to
this
start
side.
this business?
Yeah.
If I you have to do the work.
Hmm.
You have to do the work for the outcome that you want. Yes, God is going to bless you, but you still
Have
have
to
to
do
do
the
the
work.
work.
Amen.
And I feel as though, people some you can start being blessed, and then you can take those blessings for granted.
That's right.
And there are consequences for not doing the work.
Right.
You know. The Another one was flex. It's saying it may seem paradox to detach from outcomes, yet set goals and work towards them. But if you're flexible, that is willing to let go of the end result, align your goals and true purpose with the greater good is righteous action. Be flexible, allow the path to unfold as it will, opening up to opportunities. Flex and flow with the current of life. What you get out of that?
Just being able to you like roll if some even with like being the sea, the tides, if they have waves. So sometimes you might be up, you may be down, you may be in the middle. I mean, you just got to roll with whatever is coming your way. You're not always going to be high. You're not always going to be in the middle. You're not always going to be at the bottom, but you have to roll with life sometimes.
Right.
You got to roll like you say roll with the punches.
Right.
So you got to be flexible. If it's saying that you have to do this from 9 to 5, or maybe this week, next week you might be 10 to 6, next week you might be 11 to 7, 12 to 8. I mean, you have to roll with how life it's presented to you. It's not
Right.
always going to be one set schedule. I
Right.
mean, even just with life itself, when it comes to our kids and things of that nature, you gotta like bend and be
Right.
flexible to be able to make sure that they get what they need.
Absolutely.
You know, whether it's you taking care of your parents or what yourself, you have to be flexible to be able to deal with that particular situation. So everything is not going to be even kill.
Right.
Not all the time. You got to roll with the punches. You know, I always think about Ron and Michelle High because I know y'all watching.
Hmm.
Uh, and they how they are so selfless.
Hmm.
They are so, not that they are this perfect couple because they not, but they are so selfless and they flexible.
Right.
They've taught their kids how to be flexible, and it's always about, the thing I love about them is service.
Hmm.
They always trying to make sure that somebody else is good, or they always trying to make sure that they are doing something else for somebody else, or just putting themselves out there and not looking for anything in return, but just always selfless
Right.
service, like being really showing what the true meaning of God is. Because
Right.
I mean, even though it's not about religion, it's about our relationship with God.
Right.
But just seeing God in them all the time and whatever they're doing, it's a selfless thing that they do all the time. They had a dinner on Sunday, and I don't know who came up with the idea. It was probably Aunt Michelle, and
Hmm.
they gave a couple people. It wasn't a big old present, but they thought enough
Hmm.
of somebody else on Mother's Day
Hmm.
to give them, to present them with a little something. And I appreciate things like that. And like I told them, thank you for just like being so selfless. Thank you for always thinking about somebody else. Thank you for showing other people what it is to be selfless. And like, a whole lot of times people get jealous, they get envious of what other people have, and it's because of selfless things that they do.
Right.
God just blesses you. They keep God first in everything that they do. That I know personally. They keep God in everything that they do, and they just be blessed abundantly. Uncle Ron will tell you quick, I ain't perfect. He'll tell you I'm not perfect, but he knows the word and he believes in God and everything that God stands for. They stand firm on the word. Another one is to contribute. What I was just talking about, being just contributing to life, or to a person's speaking life. We always talk about, Pastor always talking about speaking life into a person's situation, or just like always speaking life into a person. Period. Just like not being negative and always saying, you shouldn't do this, or
Right.
I did whatever. Erica, Erica this, she thinks she's cute because she don't got a new car, or just
Right.
negative vibes and just being negative. Don't have nothing positive to say. We don't. That's not what we're about. We're
Right.
always about speaking life into a person, just like letting them know that I've done it. It's being done for me, and you too, it's able to be done for you. But you gotta put in the work.
Right.
You gotta,
Right.
you gotta contribute to your own life.
Exactly.
God is gonna bless you with things, and you gotta be able to keep those things.
Exactly.
You have to work to keep those things. He
Exactly.
just like he gave them to you, he'll take them right away from you
That's right.
because you become ungrateful.
That's true.
I never want to get to the point, man. I have been down for so long. I've been in my own mess for so long. Like, I am at this place now where I refuse. Nobody's gonna come into my space and make me miserable no more.
Right.
And like, I don't even have nobody coming in. No, we're not. Uh-uh. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. But you have to contribute to your own life.
You do. And when we tie that in with our churches and our faith, you have to contribute. Yes, of course you have to tithe, but you have to do more than just
That's right.
tithing.
That's right.
Just going to church on Sunday and tithing, that's not it.
That's
You
right.
have to do more than that.
Clean them
If you
bathrooms.
Exactly, you have to do something. It
Right.
is always something you can do in the kingdom.
Right.
You may not be a songstress, that's fine.
Right.
You may not be a preacher. You may not read scriptures well, but that's fine. But it's always something you can be a usher at the
Right.
door. It's
Correct.
always something you can do.
Hmm.
Just going to church on Sunday is not your way into heaven
That's
at
right.
all.
That's right.
As they say, you can go to church on Sunday and be a hellion Monday through Saturday. But
Yes.
but that's not the key. You have to contribute. I mean, participate, contribute. Bible study. Yeah, I wasn't doing the whole Bible study thing, but I enjoy it. I like our Bible studies good.
Right.
I like it. You just have to not for the sake of what people around you, but for your own salvation. You have to do things to contribute to your own success in life, to your own salvation in your religion,
Yes.
and that is a huge key. Contribution and flexibility. Flexibility, what I got from it when I was reading it is flexible. You have to be able to bend and go roll with the punches.
That's right.
But even though those down moments come, you still have to keep your life's goal in front of you.
That's right.
And in religion, you still have to keep that faith.
That's right.
Even though, God blesses every day. Every day you wake up, God
That's a
is
blessing.
blessing you.
Amen.
So you're not always going to have those $5,000 checks that just come out of nowhere. You're not always going to have these huge, large blessings, but the small blessings are still blessings.
That's right.
And so you still, just because it doesn't happen in your time, it happens in God's time. You
Right.
still have to have that faith.
That's
And
right.
in life, you still have to keep your eye on what your life goal is. Just because you're having that down moment,
Right.
you have to keep your eyes on the prize, as they said.
That's right. All right. And it says, believe in yourself. If you don't believe in you, how you expect me to believe in you?
Right.
I am my number one cheerleader. If sometimes you have to encourage your own self, you're not going to get that from the outside. You know, people going through their own stuff. I might not be able to encourage you on one particular day. I might not have it. You may have to encourage me, but what you got to do is believe in what it is that what you're doing.
Right.
If you don't believe in it, nobody. How do you think people millionaires became millionaires? Because they believed in what it was they were trying to do. Whatever that thing is, they believed in it, and they were not. I don't care what Steve Jobs said. He didn't care what nobody said.
Exactly.
I'm going to continue. This is I believe in this 1, 2, 3 thing right here, and I'm not going. I don't care what you say. I believe in this. I believe in what I'm trying to do. I believe in that, and if I don't believe in me, nobody else will. Just imagine if people would have given up on their beliefs
Right.
or
Right.
whatever it is that they were trying to do. You got Pepsi. You not. What if Muhammad Ali, the greatest champion of all of the world, what if he didn't believe in himself?
Right.
Other people say he wasn't the greatest, but if he didn't believe in himself being the greatest, then who would? You believe in
Right.
yourself?
Absolutely. It says you have to believe in your purpose. Believe that the universe is unfolding as it should and that you have a divine role to play.
Amen.
Believe that holding on does nothing in the fact but hold you back from your purpose. Absolutely. Believe in yourself, but you also have to align yourself. You have to be flexible and you have to do the contribution. You have to empty your cup so that your beliefs can be fulfilled. Just like in our spiritual walk, faith without works is what?
Dead.
So faith without works, it all goes into believing in yourself. You can believe that you are whatever it is that you believe that you are, but if you're not doing the work, if you're not contributing, being flexible and aligning yourself, you're not being true to yourself.
Exactly. And the last two is love the process and be grateful and be true. You know, you gotta. It's not easy. It's
The
not easy. The
process.
process. The process. Love the
The
process.
process.
You know, the loving the process is not easy. But what I do know is on the other side, it's gonna be well worth it. Whatever my other side is. You know, I'm just going through. I'm not looking to the right. I'm not looking to the left. I'm looking straight forward. And I know that God has something for me. Look how fast this here thing had to happen.
Right.
You know, just knowing that God has a plan for each and every one of us, and the process itself is not going to be easy, but it's going to be well worth it.
Right.
Well worth it. It's going to be. I'm gonna be grateful. I'm gonna love the process. I'm gonna be true to me. I'm gonna align myself right. I'm gonna be flexible. I'm gonna contribute to my own life. I'm gonna show up.
That's right.
You got to show up and participate in your own life, because if you don't show up and participate in your own life, nobody else is going to do that.
Exactly. And it says it is a gift to unwrap each and every day.
Mm.
It's always something that you can add to better you each and every day. It's
Right.
always something new to learn each and every day. It may seem minute, but it may help you astronomically in the long run.
Amen. Amen. I mean, just being true, just loving the process. You know, just even with being a minister. You know, I can remember doing my initial sermon, and I thought, little old me, I don't have nothing to say. Low self esteem plays part, but then you gotta understand that God. I had to understand that God has a job for me, and my pastor believed in me.
Right.
He spoke life into my life.
Exactly.
You got this, sis. You got this. And I just sharing like little things that God has told him about me. He hasn't shared the whole picture, but he just shared just a portion of what God has showed him about me. And just for me knowing that God told him that about me, oh man, if he told you, I gotta believe in me.
Right.
And everything has come to pass. And initial sermon was nice, and I came forth with a word, and now here we are on a radio station. A shout out to Power Purpose Radio for allowing us to have this opportunity to be able to speak to our people. Because we're almost out of time. But if you want to get in contact with me, my email is Kathy Eccles, KathyEccles number 44 at gmail.com. If you want to leave an email, or if this has helped you, or if it hasn't helped you, if it was indifferent, whatever the case may be. But the whole purpose of this ministry is to let you know that we're not perfect. I'm going to be having different guests starting on next week that was from the streets, really from the streets, hard hustlers who got it in and now gave their life to Christ. And that's all they talk. That's all they walk. And you can see the difference. It's not about what you say a whole lot of times. It's just about what you do. It's not just say actions speak louder than words. Because I can say I'm so and so and so and so, and as soon as I leave here, I'm at the bar drunk.
Right.
No, that's not how we live in today. So, with in closing, ministry in the making. Pray, praise, and
And prosper.
prosperity. Be prosper, right? Be prosperous. Always be good to you, and as our pastor will say, always
Always
be
be
authentic.
authentic.
God bless you, and I'll see you next week.